G'day everybody, Daniel here from GI Energy. Today I'm going to talk you through the Fronius Solar Web Portal. This is the desktop version, so if you're using the app predominantly on your phone, then you're going to want to check out the other video that we're making for the app. It operates a little bit differently. This one is specifically for the desktop version, so the one that you use on your computer. If we've missed something, if you've got questions that you'd want answered, drop them in the comments. We'll do our best to help you out navigating through this monitoring software. Thank you. Okay, so here we are on the Solar Web Portal on the desktop version. This is what you'll see when you log in. I'm going to talk you through this home page, then we're going to go through the tabs at the top. I'm going to move myself out of the way. Here's where it gives you live data. This shows you what your solar is producing. This shows you what's going back to the grid. This shows you what you're using in your home. This shows you what's going back to the grid, and this shows you your battery state of charge. If you don't have a battery, this icon will just be grayed out. If you click on the inverter in the middle, it shows you that this home is currently 100% self-sufficient. If you click on the individual ones, it gives you a tiny little bit more data. So this battery is being charged with 5 watts, basically because it's almost full. That's why you're pumping a bit back to the grid. So you're only using a kilowatt in the home, and you're selling the rest back to the grid. If your battery wasn't full, obviously you would then be still feeding into your battery at a higher rate. Because it's nearly full, it's just putting the last little bit in there quite slowly. Over here, your earnings, this gives you your total earnings since the system was installed, your annual earnings, your monthly earnings, and then finally your daily earnings. Down here, it gives you your carbon savings. So this system has saved 23.66 tons of carbon, which is this equivalent of planting 607 trees, which is also the equivalent of driving nearly 95,000 kilometers, obviously in a combustion engine vehicle. This just gives you your weather, and finally where I'm sitting down here, if you wanted to, you can upload an image of whatever you like onto your home page there. I'll go through these tabs in a minute, but first I want to click on the energy balance because I think that's the second most useful part of this software. Pull myself out of the way again, and I'm going to go to a day where the weather was a bit better. So the green line here shows you your battery state of charge. The grey part here shows you energy going to the grid. The blue line at the bottom shows you your power consumption. The yellow is where you've produced and used power directly, and then as I said, the green line is your state of charge. If you hover it around and stop somewhere, you'll see the little box tells you what's going on in that moment. So at 1:05, they were selling 3.7 kilowatts to the grid. The battery was basically full, so there was 0.02 kilowatts going into the battery. The consumed directly was 2.03 and your consumption was 2.03. So the battery was at 100% state of charge. It did get down to as low as 53%, and then obviously started charging up again there. So you can scroll through the days and look at different days. They'll all look a little bit different. This was pretty much a perfect day for solar. That battery was just full all the way through till 4:35 where it started discharging. But you will obviously get different days with different types of weather where that's affected differently. So we've got some great weather here. If we go through, I think till the 19th, the weather was really bad. You can see there that the weather hasn't really been able to charge that battery much throughout the day. If you click on your month tab, it's now going to show you what happens every day of the month. So again, you can stop on any day and it will show you what happened that day. So for example, on the 1st, it was obviously a pretty poor day for weather again. There was basically nothing went to the grid, 13.5 kilowatt hours to the battery, 17 consumed directly, and you produced 30. So actually wasn't too bad. 30 kilowatts is still not a bad production for the day. Then you can click on your yearly and it will give you every month of the year. Total is going to give you your yearly there. So obviously if you had 5, 6, 7 years of history there, that's probably quite useful. So you can see trends there and how your energy is being produced and used. You can also click on the consumption tab at the top, which then gives you that data displayed a little bit differently, obviously geared around consumption rather than production. So the total in the top right hand corner there is now going to show you your total consumption versus your total production if you're on that tab. That pretty much covers the energy balance. If we come back here now and we go through to, let's do your settings first. Delete and change owner is only if you want to delete your account or give it to someone else. So we're not going to go on those today. Service messages also we'll cover in a minute. Your tariffs is if you change providers or your tariff goes up or down with your current provider, you can change it here. So right now this household is being charged 39 cents per kilowatt hour and they're selling back at 8 cents. If you needed to change that, I would click add rather than edit. So I would come off that tariff and click add, and I'd put a new tariff in from today till whenever we think it's going to expire. I'd probably just put that at 2030 or far in the future so you don't have to worry about that expiring. Put what your tariff is and then you click tariff, add tariff and OK, and it will appear here. Same for your feed-in. Let's add a new tariff, put the correct dates in. That way your history with the old tariff will still remain. Whereas if you edit that existing tariff and backdate it, it's going to change all your history. So I would add a new tariff. Your permissions tab is if you want to give somebody else permission to see your system. This is handy if you can't get in touch with your original installer and you want someone to check your system, you can add them in here. Before you add someone in, they need an account. So if you're adding a friend or someone else that's moved into the house, they need to go to solarweb.com, create an account. Then whatever email they've created it with goes in here. I would leave that as a supervisor role. A guest role is fine. It just means that they won't be able to add people and a few other things. Click OK, sends them an invite. They accept the invite. They then have access. Components detail what's installed. So this system was 44 kilowatt hours of BYD storage. This is just a data card. It's got a consumption meter, or otherwise known as a smart meter, Fronius smart meter. And then you've got your inverters, which is a SIMO 10 Gen 24 Plus. Contacts is just your contacts, obviously. Image is if you want to change the image on the home page. And then your profile is just all your personal details, so I'm not going to click on that. Going back to the home page, if you next tab here on service messages, this is where you go if you want to see what messages have been sent in terms of service messages. So if there's been an issue with the system, with its communication, with its performance, it would display here. You can obviously look at different dates, put a date range in, so we can look at the last 30 days, for example, and it will eventually process and show you the last 30 days of service messages. And if there's something in there, it will appear. This one won't have one, so it's all good. The reason it's got 99 plus there is because it's showing basically service messages for all the systems on our account, which there's thousands and thousands of them. We've done your energy balance. So reports is if you wanted to create a report to download to send to somebody for some reason, you can go in and create a new report. So you could do your PV production is the default one, how you want it downloaded. Excel and CSV are almost the same thing. I'd leave it as Excel. There's just a little bit more room there to manipulate things if you wanted to. You title it, then you'd put your generation type. I'd just leave as automatic. And then if you wanted to do it weekly, daily, or monthly, then you click OK, and it will basically send you that spreadsheet with the data in. You can do that with your energy balance total, which just means how your energy is balanced through consumption and production. You can do just PV production, or if you wanted to, and you have a premium account, you can then go through and do a little bit more technical stuff. We've done energy balance. The last tab is your analysis. So this is unusual for a consumer to use, but you can go in here if you wanted to and analyze things with different devices and channels. So if we chose the inverter and we just wanted to see what MPPT1 was doing, it will show us just that string. If you wanted to then go to both MPPTs, it will then show you both. Again, probably not what a consumer would play around with, but if you wanted to have a look at this, you can look at different voltages and things like that. There's a bit more tech stuff in there. Simulation is if you wanted to simulate a battery. If you didn't have one installed, you could go in here and simulate different things to see how your system would perform with a battery. We're not going to go into that detail right now because I don't think it applies to many people, but if you are considering a battery, honestly, you're probably better off talking to your installer and they might look at this, but obviously by all means have a play around with that. That pretty much covers it, I think. If we just go back into the settings there, one of the things that I didn't cover is just if you want to do a firmware update to your software, you can then go in here and update your software on any of the devices that it needs updating. Again, that's probably not something that you would do as a consumer, but if there's an issue with your system communication or something like that, sometimes a firmware update will get rid of that issue in the same way as updating software on a computer, or sometimes will get rid of a bug. But once again, if you've got an issue with your system, if it's from us, obviously call us. Always happy to help. If it's from somebody else, give them a call if it's something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, and I'm sure they'd be hopefully just as helpful. So that gives you an overview. This is the desktop version only. If you want some information on the app, we'll have a video of that on our GI Energy YouTube channel as well. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks very much for watching.